Ratios, Unit 4. I've already told you I did not like Unit 3 because I don't like adding and subtracting fractions. I told you that a long time ago. But it's one of those necessary evils. We have math.
Hey, Evelyn.
We have math all the time. We have math with fractions. So even though we don't like it, we still have to do it. Alright? So I'm with you. I don't like it too. Some of our grades on the unit test weren't too good, and that's alright too, but we're going to get it. Be alright? I don't like it. This stuff, I think it's easy. I hope you do too. We're going to deal with ratios. We're going to deal with ratios. So, first let's define what a ratio is. A comparison of two numbers. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers. Comparison of two numbers. Usually in fraction form. Usually in fraction form. Right there, Holmes. Open your eyes and son of a cheese. Man. Usually in fraction form. Now, we just finished the whole thing on adding and subtraction fractions, and we said we didn't like it, and that's okay. This, though, is back to the fun kind of fractions, alrighty? This is back to the fun stuff, so don't freak out because we said fraction again, right? It's going to be fun stuff. Now, ratios can be written with, just as we said, fraction, like A over B. Remember, that's just our generic form. Ratios can be written with a fraction. They can also be written with one of those things. What's that called? No, it's not dots.
Colon.
It's a colon. Y'all know what colons are because all y'all text with them. Y'all put a colon, then a parentheses for a smiley. Then you put a colon with another parentheses for a frowny. Y'all do it all the time. Y'all know what colons are. Alright? So, a ratio can be written with that. It can be written with the word TO.
Two.
TO. Two. TO. It also can be written with the words out of. I'm just showing you the different ways ratios might show up. Yet they all mean the same thing. They're comparing two numbers. They're comparing two numbers. If I could put my S on the numbers up there. Comparing two numbers. Now, an example of this would be 4/5, which could be read 4 to 5, using the word TO. Or we could use the words out of. 4 out of 5. Okay. This same ratio could be written 4:5, meaning the exact same thing we just said. 4 TO to 5. Or 4 out of 5. And of course, with the word 2, 4 TO5 and 4 out of 5. Now those are just the 4 ways that we wrote how ratios can be written. Good catch, dude. Alright. Now, we need to understand the ratio words because when we deal with ratios, it's usually in English sentence or English word form. Our 2 examples over there are 2 stories. And our examples over here are mini stories using English words. So we need to recognize the English words that make our brains go ding, 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 ding ratios. We've got to memorize these words. So ratio words, in other words, what we look for. The ratio words is what we look for that tell us, bing, bing, we're dealing with math ratios now. The first one, we've already written up there. If you ever see the word 2 in mathematics, I don't want y'all to think John went to the barn. Ratios. There has nothing to do with ratios. John going to the barn. Common sense says there's no math even being spoken about in that sentence. But if we say something like, the ball team went 4 to 9 out of bats. 4 to 9. There's math in all that, right? There's numbers and the word 2. So when I say we got to look at the word TO in math context, math has to be around it. All right. We've already used that one. Out of. The baseball team used 4 out of 9 bats. 4 out of 9 bats. That's in a math context. But the words out of makes me look for the word ratio. And we're dealing with ratios. Alrighty? For every sometimes shows up. For every. Cody can make 4 shots for every 10 he shoots. That is a ratio because it's got math and it uses the words for every. It's comparing 4 to 10 from the free throw line. And his dad won't accept that, and so he'll have to practice more, so he'll make 7 for every 10. All right.
I got a 4-1 game last year.
In is another word. Alrighty? In is another word. There are a few others, but these are the most common. Now, bing, bing, bing. If you ever see the word ratio in the story, that needs to ring an alarm in your head. If the story itself says, there is a ratio of dogs to horses, then I better start thinking, bing, 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 I need 2 more numbers so I can set me up a fraction. Okay? The word ratio itself should really ring a bell. Alright, so we're going to be looking at write each ratio as a fraction in simplest form. First example, 2 perch out of 8 fish I caught. I could have put a whole story in there. Of the fish that I caught when I went fishing, 2 out of the 8 fish were perch. I caught 2 perch out of the 8 fish I caught. That is a ratio problem. So, the how-to. How do we get this? Look for ratio words. First thing you do, look for ratio words. And that's those we listed up here. Maybe the word ratio itself is in the story. If not, do we see the word to, or out of, or for every, or in, with math as its context? Not just because he went in the barn. Well, no, that doesn't. The word in there has no math to it. So that in is not a ratio word. Alrighty? So look for it in the context of mathematics. Now, I would like for you to get in the habit of underline on the tax test. Use your highlighter. Highlight it. Take the time to just go, that's the key word, or circle it, or something. Okay? So we look for the ratio words. Highlight it or underline it. Alright, here's the key. Here's the key. Alright. See if there is a number or a word a number or a word that leads to a number in front of the ratio word. Now again, we're doing a lot of writing, and when we get over here and start doing this on our stuff, you're going to say, man, that is so fast and so easy. But right now it's taking time because we've got a lot of writing to do. So, let's underline the ratio word. Y'all agree it's out of? Yeah. Alright. See if there's a number or a word that leads to a number in front of the ratio word. So in front of, out of, do you see a number? Yes. What? 2. Put this number on top of fract bar. The number that's in front of the ratio words goes in the numerator. So put a fract bar and put a 2 on top. Just takes a while to write all the notes down. Doesn't take long to actually do it when we work a problem. Okay? So, what do you think the next one's going to be using our logic?
Put the other number on the bottom.
The number
in front
behind the ratio word goes on bottom of fract bar. So in our little quickie fishing thing, what comes after? 8. It goes on the bottom. We have written a ratio in fraction form. But, Sister Kelton, I have a problem with 2 8s. Right, so guess what always the last step is when we deal with fractions? Simplify. Simplify if possible, right? Simplify if possible. It is so squeezy easy.
We're at 14:30.
Kill it.